Usually our customers, our students are the people who already are not satisfied with their current career and they want to change something in their lives. Change is always difficult. And we want to make sure, okay, guys, we understand you want to change something in your life. The process is going to be really difficult. It is challenging, but don't be afraid. We are here for you.
Welcome to Business Ninjas, brought to you by WriteForMe, where you'll hear from business leaders who are out there growing their business and slaying it every day. Learn from the masters. Let's get started.
Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of Business Ninjas. I'm here today with Malika-Budur Kalila. She's the Digital Marketing and Communications Manager at Techno Study. Malika, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, excited to have you. So Malika, tell me a little bit about yourself.
So yeah, my name is Malika-Budur. I'm originally from Kazakhstan, but I've been here in the States for the last 5 to 6 years. I did my bachelor's degree here in upstate New York, by the way, and university. Yeah, and then I got to Syracuse University for my master's degree, and I did the broadcast and digital journalism there. I loved it, and then I started my career here in the States. I'm currently, again, still in the media, but it's slightly different. It's towards, digital marketing.
Yeah.
So, and I've been with Techno Study for almost 1 year, and I love it here.
So tell me a little bit more about Techno Study.
Wow, Techno Study, it is a startup, but I think we've touched so many lives so far now. Again, I can feel like we're again, evolving to a greater space now. So Techno Study is a coding school, like online bootcamp school. Actually, it was online when it was started. So it original, it had 5 campuses across the country. But of course, it was opened in 2019. You know what happened in 2019? Surprise. The pandemic hit and we had to switch to online education. So it's an online school. It teaches IT, special, and it teaches IT to anyone. So anyone who at their 20s, 30s, 40s, if they decide to switch, let's go to IT, field, they just come to us. They give us 6 months. We give them a lot of education, energy, and then they're good to go to start a new career. So, and we have to offer, we have SDET courses, which is software testing. We have data science, we have Android app development, and the number of our courses are growing. So pretty much it. Yeah, we're a school who is teaching IT to anyone.
That's fantastic. So like you said, it sounds like you thrived, Techno Study was really able to thrive during COVID, with people at home having extra time, kind of going through those career changes and thinking about that. Talk to me a little bit more about that.
Oh, yeah. So again, it was launched in 2019, of course, when a lot of big companies actually, when they were struggling, pandemic really hit everyone, nothing else. So it was pretty much struggling time for everyone, but I was not that time was Techno Study, but I've heard a lot of stories. I've talked to founders a lot about it, and then they said, oh my God, we don't know what's going to happen, and then but hopefully again we thrived during that time, as you said, because people are at home, there was a lockdown. Hopefully there was there was internet available everywhere, so and Techno Study just teamed up really quickly. They opened not only to US, they opened globally that time, and said, okay, anyone who speaks English and anyone who wants to study IT, let's just join us at this time. And that's when people are starting, people are thinking to change their careers, right? They were at home. Our classes they're really pretty intensive, because it's 6 days a week. So it was a lot of hard work. People had something to do during COVID. They were starting all along. And then after 6 months, when there was still COVID, during COVID era, it was really hard to find jobs. So what our students, alumni did, they were scared. They applied to companies, and there was a silence for a few weeks, because they're again, everyone is a lot of companies were shutting down, right? Unfortunately. And then finding new jobs was actually, very critical those times. But then, as our alumni say, their phones started ringing like in like 2 weeks and 3 weeks, and they had a lot of interviews scheduled in, because a lot of companies were switching to digital that time. That's when they had a shortage of testers, IT specialists. And then our students started applying, they were getting jobs. They were really excited. And then we got the excitement, because imagine you teach you teach your students, and after a certain time you wake up and you get a phone call from them, and they say, I got a whole new career. I am so happy with my current salary, and I'm working from home. I don't have to go anywhere during this, pandemic. I'm staying with my family. I got a great job, and really thank you so much. And when you hear this, you get a lot of motivation. You see that, okay, what I'm doing is, whatever I'm doing, it's worth, let's, go ahead.
Yeah. So you talked a little bit about the program being 6 days a week. So break down what that schedule looks like and kind of the commitment to Techno Study.
Yeah, so before enrolling all like our students, we tell them, guys, it's not there is no magic. You have to put a lot of effort, a lot of energy and time, to achieve this. So this program, it's 6 months long, like 24 weeks.
Yep.
And 6 days a week we have classes. Every class is like at least 3 hours. So every day, 3 hours. Usually the time is from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern time, because again, a lot of our students, they want to change their career, but again, they cannot switch, keep their jobs while they're studying. They want to make sure, they have income coming. So what they say is, that's why they work full time. And then after 7 p.m. they have a little break there, and they join the class, 3 hours again every day. Only Sundays are off, and I'm pretty sure our students even spend their Sundays revising and getting ready for Monday, because it's tough, it's intense, but again, we want to make sure they really get that job after 6 months. That's why we really go hard. So in 6 months they learn a lot. Like after 1 month our students start coding. And then after 3 months they complete the coding language, Java, which is basically probably the mother language of programming. And then after that 3 months they work on testing, all the tools, and then they are ready to crush the market.
Crush the market. I love it. I love it. So talk to me, it sounds like aside from being, an involved process, talk to me a little bit more about how Techno Study is able to stand out from other IT schools.
Yeah, good question. So again, it's I don't know if it's post-COVID or era, but still we slightly left a little bit COVID behind, I guess. And of course after that, companies realizing online schooling is great, to do business. We've got a lot of course competitors. We are not the first, by the way, in the market, but it doesn't stop us to make us the best. That's why we're trying, we couldn't be pioneers in this, but we can do better. And we make sure we stand out, with our service, with our communication with our students, and we never treat students as customers, because we understand we are not a university where we have, certain class where people have in their 18s or in their 20s and say, okay, I'm going to learn something. Say no. Usually our customers, our students are the people who already are not satisfied with their current career, and they want to change something in their lives. And what they do, they say, okay, I'm going to make a change in my life. And change is always difficult. It's always challenging. And we want to make sure, okay, guys, we understand you want to change something in your life. The process is going to be really difficult. It is challenging, but don't be afraid. We are here for you. That's why we make sure we have our mentors. By the way, our mentors, they provide, technical support. They also provide emotional support, because those are the students who already graduated from us in the previous like courses, and they got jobs, like within 1 month. Those are like really hardworking students, and we ask them, to work part-time for us, and to guide our current students. That's why they always have someone, on the other side of the phone. It's just one, one phone away. They call us and say, guys, I'm having problem. This is really challenging. And that's when we try to, our goal is to make, a convenient solution for them. It's not like you leave the course, oh, you cannot leave the course because we're going to lose money. It never works that way.
Yeah.
We are here with you, and we are in this together.
Yeah. Yeah. So it sounds like that's a really interesting piece that differentiates Techno Study is having that mentor. I think that's a fantastic piece.
Yes. And also the second thing, I believe very powerful. We don't use, Zoom or Google Meet. We're not dependent on any other platform. So one of our founders, he has his own software company, which is an online school. And our base is like, we have that school, and every student has their student profile, everyone has like username and password. When they get into that system, they have all the information, their contracts, their schedules, their classes, their attendance, everything is in one place. So it's a huge school where we have all the classes, different groups, and they can see everything from there. They can follow everything from there. So that's also actually makes us different from others, because we don't rely on anyone else.
Yeah.
We can handle everything on our own.
That's great. Talk to me a little bit about your role with Techno Study.
So again, here probably I will mention that this is a startup, and I really, again, I have US experience, right? I've been in media, I've been in journalism before, and of course I still love it. But I was thinking like journalism, I was in love with journalism. I'm still is, because it really changed people's lives, right?
Yeah.
You write a piece and really it's gonna make a positive difference
Yeah.
someone's life. That's what actually was driving me,
Yeah.
was like really motivating me. But then I realized sometimes to get to that point when with one article you can change the world, right? It's like it requires a lot of time, right? So it requires a lot of energy. And then I was thinking probably they're gonna be a way, a shorter way to get into that. And then probably that way is gonna do something with digitalism or like digital world or IT. That's when I was trying to reach out to IT startup and say, hey, I can write, I can speak, my communication skills are great. I'm interested to working with me. And that Techno Study actually, I got a call from them, and then we had a chat. And so what I'm doing here is like, again, I'm responsible for marketing, but also since I have media and communications background, I also do a lot of communication. So let's say we need a support between we need to reach out to students. I'm there communicating with them. I'm also involved in email marketing when something should be written and edited. I'm also there. But again, in general, I'm more with marketing and tracking all that social media channels and ensure our image is perfect in the digital world.
I love that. I love that. So kind of talking about your role, talk to me a little bit about the trends in the target audience of Techno Study, like who tends to engage, who tends to be your students. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Great. So again, it's an education. Anyone can study with us, but of course there is group of people who we are trying to reach out like more than anyone else. Those probably are, again, people who want to change their careers first, and also people who I would say immigrants who recently moved to the United States. Why? Because, here are the plenty of jobs, but we don't usually want immigrants go through difficult jobs like moving or truck driving. Those are great careers, I understand, but it's really difficult physically, and it's exhausting, and of course you're gonna make a lot of sacrifice, you're gonna be away from your family, and we are saying, hey guys, you just give us some time, just give us 6 months, and you don't have to deal with that anymore. That's why like we are targeting like immigrants. And also I want to mention here, for example, if we get, let's say, a lot of students from certain country, what we do is, okay, now let's team up and create a team of mentors and teachers who can speak their language. And let's make sure, and during the, they recently moved to the United States. The English may not be perfect. So what we're gonna do, let's come up with the plan where we will address the majority of our students. If they're speaking any other language other than English, let's help in that. And probably that's also a good tool, because again, we are a very diverse company. Our students are really diverse. Like we have a lot of students, like maybe more than 20 countries. And then if we get more of them from certain groups, we say, and we, as I said, mentors, our ex-students, actually our alumni, we tell them, hey guys, we have a lot of students from your, original country. Do you want to step in? Do you want to be mentoring with us? And most of the time they say yes. So that's also, how we are trying to provide the best service to immigrants. And also, again, our students, like our, profile, like target profile, I would say, recent graduates, I believe not all students, like graduates, are happy with their jobs, and sometimes they struggle a lot with internships. And by the way, as I said, our founders have several IT companies, and our current students, they can easily intern at those companies. So we also provide internships, and the price is really so affordable. We make our best, for everyone to afford the payment. We have finance, they can pay each month, and then half of it they can pay after they start a job. So there are a lot of payment options too. So anyone who works probably extra 1 day in the States, they can easily afford one monthly payment, which is probably $800 a month. And if you $800 a month, you're good to go. You pay that for 6 months, and then after you find a job, you pay the rest of $4,000. The total is $9,000. And we, I also communicate with our alumni. The funny and the probably most satisfying part is, so I called them and said, hey guys, congratulations, I just heard, you had an offer from this company. And they say, I was paying $800 per month. Now my salary is more than $9,000 per month. So how do you guys want me, to pay off? Do you want me to pay everything at once? Because we also offer them installment options, they can pay $4,000 in 4 months, for example. They don't have to pay off everything right away. So, and that really makes me and them happy, because just a month ago you were paying $800 to get that education. Now your salary is 10 times more. And and interesting thing about university students. So especially in the United States, we experience that not a lot of companies require even bachelor's degree for IT, for IT specialists. So we've got students who don't have any university degree. They just studied with us 6 months. They got offer from cool companies, and they say, okay, I don't need that degree anyways. I'm learning a lot at my job. I am already a good developer in IT. So even, no college loans, great, salary. And that's why more and more we get a lot of, we hear back from students who say, okay, I don't want to spend 4 years there. Of course, education, different fields. I love it. I really appreciate all those hardworking students. But also we have a group of people who say, anyways, I'm gonna do IT. Let me do, the very like fast-paced course and get to my dream job rather than spending 4 years at the university.
Yeah. That's such an accessible and amazing opportunity that you're providing to, to immigrants, to new grads, to people who may be looking to change their career field. Like you really are making this new field of IT so accessible.
Thank you. We're trying our best.
Yeah.
And IT, I think anyone should have access to this IT education, and it's not as difficult as it is portrayed in media, because everyone is scared and say, "Oh my God, IT is so hard. I'm not gonna do this." No, we've got a lot of PhD students too who who said, "Okay, I've been trying to do, I've been trying to become a professor, and I've been
Yeah.
struggling with PhD." And still, I think I'm gonna be more influential if I get in these fields. So yeah, and they do great. They do
Yeah.
great. And then we are happy with their results, and I think they're happy with their lives now.
Yeah, yeah. So in your role, talk to me a little bit about how you've worked, like you said, you've only been there for a year though. Talk to me a little bit about in your time there, how you've worked to grow Techno Studies name and, appeal to new potential students.
So can you repeat that question? I didn't exactly get it.
No,
You
you're
said
good, you're good.
during my role, what I have achieved, or
Yeah, so in your role, like you said, you've been here for a year now. In your role as digital marketing and communications manager, talk to me a little bit about how you've been able to appeal to new grads, new immigrants, and new potential students.
yeah. So again, America is a country of immigrants, right? And I was making sure. By the way, I speak like around 5 languages, and yeah, I was making sure, like we reach out to
Yeah,
everyone, all
yeah,
the languages. That's why I am looking for good, influencers like on YouTube, on Instagram. Those are the people who really, have good information for
yeah,
immigrants. Say, especially now, unfortunately we have a ongoing war,
mhm,
yeah, in Ukraine, right? And we have a lot of people coming from Ukraine. We have like fleeing the war. We have a lot of like people from Russia. And for example, only for this year. And this year, our campaign was, okay, we have a lot of refugees coming. Let's make sure we are with them. Let's make sure we support them too. For
yeah,
example, during my role, we worked with influencers from Russia and Ukraine who speak, uh,
yeah,
Russian language or Ukrainian language, and then we talk to them. We work. We get leads from their channel, so we know we have a conversation with them. Their viewers come to us, and then we offer them, not only courses, we also help them with the career support. We also help them, get adjusted to the new country. So that's what I've been usually dealing with. And again, I guess so. We have different groups of immigrants speaking in different languages. So we're trying to make sure, like, we also hire people to our team who speak those languages. We come together, we create a plan, and we reach out to them. It's not only, digitally, it's not only YouTube or social media. What we do, we go to, we will make presentations, we go to those friendship dinners, we go to, international interaction, like nights, we get to know each other, and then that's how people hear about us. And
yeah,
also, as I said, we have different like diverse alumni, and our alumni, they are the best. For example, like from our current, like last batch, it was like months ago,
yeah.
our student, he graduated, he got his job offer in 2 weeks from DHL, by the way.
Wow.
And then he sent, like, I don't know, maybe 5 or 7 people to our,
Yeah,
it's his family members, like friends.
yeah,
And when we have like those kind of great alumni, we always, like, have a lot of good students. And
yeah,
again, it's becoming even more diverse because
Yeah.
they're referring to their friends. And during my role, I was making sure I always stay in good touch with alumni. What I do, I also call them to our like live Instagram sessions. I
Okay.
call them, to YouTube sessions, say, hey guys, you've achieved something great. Let's talk about it. Let's
Yeah.
embrace it, let's celebrate your hard work and
Yeah.
let the world know about it. Let our other students, our like current students, to be motivated by that. Let's talk about your story. And that's how, we do it like on a weekly basis, sometimes in 2 weeks. And that's how, we are putting ourselves, right on there.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. So say one of our listeners is listening and wants to, attend Techno Study or participate or maybe support. How would somebody go about, getting involved with Techno Study?
So actually, registration process is so easy. So we have our website, techno.study.
Mhm.
So when you just go in there, there is an apply now button or book a call. So students, like anyone who's interested, they can just fill out the form, their name, their email or phone number,
Mhm.
and they should definitely specify, by the way, their country they're applying from, because we
Okay.
have our offices, like our headquarters
Yeah.
are here in the United States, but we have our offices in Germany, Netherlands, and Turkey. We will address them, the application according from their countries that they are in, because because of the time difference.
Mhm.
Again, as I said, we are growing. We had a lot of demand from Turkey this year, and we opened Turkish classes.
Okay.
And whatever we get, demand from any other language, our team is ready, to set up the same program in a different language, because we
Yeah.
have the system is ready. We just need to make sure we have a professor, instructor who is, able to speak that certain language, and some mentors. That's it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, they just go fill out the apply form, and then we will call them within 1 or 2 days. Yeah.
Love that. Love that. So, Malika-Budur, if you wanted to leave our listeners with one thing, either about Techno Study, kind of about the IT space, or your experience in digital marketing and communications, and production, what would you want to leave our listeners with?
It's never late to start something new. It's never late to change your career. We have in our current batch a student. She is like 59 years old, and she's so hardworking. And she says, "You guys, I'm gonna get a job in this field." For example, and she's so motivated. We are motivated looking at her, and we have a lot of students who changed their career after their 40s and got like great jobs. That's why it's not about age. Again, it's not about gender, because we encourage women also join this field, because again, most of the jobs, it's like remote. You can work from home. You can just sit next to your like kid and then you work. Of course, there are like still challenges being a woman at home, and working full-time job, but still, if you want to make a career, like you are very welcome to IT field. I think that's one of the fields which it should be very diverse, and also it doesn't matter your gender, your age, your background, because you are just right there, on the other side of the computer, doing your technical thing, writing your code, and and making a great input in any company, to a company you are working for. So it's not late, and you can do it. Just you have intermediate level of English, you are ready to you are ready for that 6 months long roller coaster, because it's going to be difficult. You give your time, we teach you, and then everyone is happy.
That's fantastic. And I can hear the passion for Techno Study behind your voice and the support that you're able to give through mentorship. I think that Techno Study is really, while you said you're a startup, I think you're set up for success. You've got a great business model and you truly support your students as, as you would your own family.
Yes, of course, we call us techno family. Again, even my husband, right? He loves my company. He says like, I feel like I'm living, in that family with you. He doesn't study there, he doesn't work
Yeah.
there, but having like even that spirit is really like, that's what really makes me wake up in the morning. Like I know today I'm going to speak to someone, or we will get one registration, and that person's life probably will change. And what can I ask for? Like, right, as I said, why I was choosing journalism, because I wanted to make, positive impact. Now in this field, I can see I'm making that impact even faster, because again, we have a lot of students, and I'm directly in touch with them. I hear their voices. They call me and say, I got this job and I'm so happy. My family is saying thank you. My wife is happy. My kids are happy. When you hear this, I know what I'm working for, and that passion really, moves all of us forward. And my team members, they're great. Again, we have we work, of course, remotely with Netherlands, with Turkey, Germany. We have never met each other. We always, like online, but even with them, when we work, we feel like we are, like members of one family, and our students, they're the best.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to, tell me about your family and welcome me into the Techno Study family. I feel like I'm part of the family now too. Well, Malika-Budur Kalila, I'm so fortunate to have had you on Business Ninjas and have you been able to talk about, your expertise, kind of Techno Study itself, and I really appreciate you being on Business Ninjas today.
Thank you so much. It was a great feeling to be talking to you. This was really cool, and I'm happy to talk about it, and I'm happy to see you, and let's meet. And you and your team are always welcome to visit us in Princeton, New Jersey. We would love to have you here.
Well, I hope that our listeners too also want to join the Techno Study family. I think they know exactly where to reach you, and you talked, about the registration process. So I can't wait for our listeners to reach out to you and, start a new career potentially for themselves.
So just one last thing. Usually we open, program every 6 months.
Okay.
We give all our energy to our current students, and we don't start a batch until until they finish. But this year again, we are having like ongoing demand for daytime courses. That's why we're opening a new batch in March. So just
Okay.
months ago, and then so students, whoever is interested, they can always book a call for free consultation. We will call them, we will explain, we'll draw a career path for them, which course is better and how to start if they want to join, IT field. And then we go from there, and we're always happy to get a lot of calls and help people.
That's fantastic. All right. Well, Malika-Budur, thank you so much again for being on Business Ninjas. This has been great.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.